Hello and welcome back to Automotive Solutions. Here in the UK we're under lockdown still, so I've got a little project to do on my wife's Mazda 2. I'm going to be installing in the back bumper a rear reversing camera that matches up to the original infotainment screen. It's the Mazda camera and associated wiring loom. I'll put a link to the seller that I bought it from in the description, so if you want to get one yourself you can go there, or you can obviously buy one from Mazda. I might do this video in two parts, one for rear bumper removal and the other video just for the rest of the installation. So if the bumper removal is missing from this video, then just check out the description and I'll possibly try and put a link in as well. So I'm going to get on and start taking some trim out and get ready to install the loom and the camera. So keep watching and see how we get on. Aha, it's a hidden one in there. Just show that in there, right? There's one in here as well. Alright. There we go. Bumper's held on with this bracket here. It's going to be the same on the other side. So we'll undo that. We've also got a parking sensor wiring loom. My lamp. Okay, so we've got wiring from the car to the parking sensor. That's got to come off. And this is just a reflector, I think, on this side. So yeah, I'll undo that if I can. That's that. So that will stay on the car, on the bumper, and this can be left hanging. I'm going to do the same on the other side. There we go, and that's out.
Very dusty.
It is very dusty, and that leaves the bracket for the rear bumper up here. This is your fog light, so the wiring's got to come off for that. that, the light can stay on the bumper and the loom can stay on the... Probably could have stayed on there actually, because that's part of the bumper, not the car. But we'll see what that's like when it comes off. So the next step is to undo this bracket. And over here. Clip the bumper from this seam here. So I should just be a question of swing it away from the body. This is all under the light fitting, of course. I might take the light fitting off just in case. Let's do that. Okay, so it appears it's not actually screwed under the rear lamp, so I can carry on the other side. Again, the same here. Just loosen the light off, just gives you a little bit more room. Just lets the bumper lift up. Like that. Now, just make sure there's no wiring attached, which there isn't, because the wiring loom plug was on there, so the fog light assembly didn't actually need to be unclipped, so I'll put that back on ready. And there's your reversing sensors and number plate lights. Put that somewhere safe. So to get to the screws holding the screen in, they're underneath the trim here. So you're going to need some trim tools. There's just a few clips holding that on, and the same, there's a trim behind as well. So it's going to be much the same process in there. If you can use something plastic, it'll be there we go. And then if you put the camera on there, there's a screw. There's a screw there and a screw there, and I think at the back there's a bracket as well. I think. But we'll see. We'll undo these two first and see what comes out. So they're 10mm. I'll get a spanner on those. Rolling. That's those two, and definitely something holding it at the back. Okay, I've had a look around the back, and there isn't actually a screw in there. I think there might have been at one point. From what I can see, there's some clips under here. Aha, there you go. That's that. As far as I know, the whole thing comes out as one. Like that.
Oh, wow.
And the wiring loom is going to have to go on the back of that. Okay, well I'm going to leave that there for the minute and get the rest of the wiring loom in, and that's what's got to be undone on the back. It's those multi-plugs. So yep, that's where we've got to feed our wiring to. So yes, on this one there's only 2 bolts holding it on there. There's no other screw. So it's just these clips, just these 2 clips at the front here after you've undone those 2. So I'll leave that there and start taking the rest of the trim off. All down the sills, all down here. It does come with a book and gives you all your, bit like an IKEA book. No writing, but just lots of pictures to follow. So yeah, I'm sure you can follow that. It's just a question of removing all these trim panels, really. So I'll get on those and go from there. A box. That's off. Just got to get these trims off. A bit of a struggle. It's a straight pull up the weight. Oh, and that one is tight. That clip there. Wow. Problem is you can't get up. That's it. Wow, they're tight. Don't be scared to give them a pull. So you've got clip there, there, and on the ends. They just fit in these slots here. This is where we're going to run our wiring. We're going to attach it to this with cable ties. So we need to remove this trim, work the way all the way down the car, so we can run our wiring loom. Just going to take this. There we go. Take this off. As you can see, this one is clipped underneath the sill trim, so you've got to pull this off to lift that off to get it out. There's another little clip in there. So yeah, slowly but surely we're getting there. Work my way down the car. So I've got another sill trim off in the rear passenger footwell, and peel back the rubber, and this panel's got to come off because the wiring's got to run through here. There's a clip up here, I think. There. There's probably one on the other side. Like that. Probably another one somewhere. Very hard to see behind here. Like that. And that lifts off. So if I show you the rear of this, got clips here and here and at the top there and there. So they've all stayed intact. Just take your time when you're doing it. So we've now got a path for the wiring all the way up to the rear seat area. And imagine this trim's probably got to come off. Probably goes right through. So imagine this panel's got to come off. So that's probably next. Trim clip either side. Got a middle piece on the latch, and then I'm pretty sure this lifts up the way. Yeah, up the way. These are hooked in to these slots. Another piece. So the final piece of trim is this one. It's quite involved to unclip. There's some clips in there, some little clips here that go in this trim that you have to be very careful when getting out. And if you come around here, you obviously got to take your door seat out of the way. Another one there, in there, and then that's clipped through the light colour trim. You just got to get a screwdriver in there and just squeeze that down for it to come out. Focus. You just have to squeeze that little part there just to get it out from in there. But what I think I've found is, rather than try and get this bit of trim out, there's enough room in here to attach my wiring, enough space there to run the wiring through without actually having to take the panel right out. So I'm going to leave the panel in place, but as you can see, it's quite a bit of dismantling to get this far. So I've got the bumper off. Hopefully you'll see a separate video for that one. And the wiring, I think, I have to look at the instructions, but I think the wiring comes through there. So yeah, I'm going to run the loom through next and go from there. So I've started feeding the wire through, and I've put the rear plug for the camera down through this hole. So I guessed it would be easier trying to get that down the way than trying to get these pair, which are attached to the back of the infotainment system, coming up the way. There's not a lot of room down there, so I pushed this down the way, and there's a grommet on the wire as well, which is quite flexible. So I managed to get that down through as well. So I'm going to run this wire down the length of the car, and then I'll be left with a couple of inches of spare cable, hopefully at this end, to attach to the head unit. So carry on running it down alongside the existing loom there, and cable tight in place at the end, make sure it all works. And zoomed you in there. Yeah, just run it down the car, and then I'll show you hopefully all the wiring in place in a minute. Take this grommet out. And that's the grommet to seal. That's it, and that will run along there onto the camera. So I've put the connections on the back of the infotainment system. All my wiring's run temporarily, and I've put just put the camera, just plugged it in. I'm going to have a little test. Before I put all the trim back, we're going to see what happens. So let's put the ignition on. Parking sensors aren't happy because they're disconnected. Let's pop it in reverse, see what happens. Oh yeah, there we go. Camera showing on the screen. Out of reverse. Brilliant, back in reverse. That's it. So all that needs now is put it back together. Last step to install, put the camera in the bumper. I need to remove the blanking plate. Give that a wipe. That's it in. Pop the bumper back on and give it a proper test. if you've done it right, you should have nice even joins. All the way down. All it needs now is a proper test, so let's fire up. Okay, in reverse. There we are. That's pretty good. Put in drive, comes out. In reverse. There we go. So hope you're happy with the camera installation. It's quite time consuming, more being careful with the trim than anything else, but well worth doing, and makes parking, particularly if you live in a busy town, London city, just going to make it easier to park really. So hopefully it's going to assist her, and I hope this has helped you. If you like this, please click like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see what I can do, particularly while we're in lockdown, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye now.